Is your GE top-load washer flashing a thermistor error code, leaving you with piles of unwashed laundry? I'm William from AppliancePartsPros.com, and I'm here to help you troubleshoot this issue with confidence. Together, we'll dive into checking the thermistor and the main control to pinpoint the problem. Don't worry if you've never fixed an appliance before. This repair is easier than you think. Let's get your washer back in action. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. Let's start by gathering the tools we'll need for today's repair. For today's work, we'll need a 1/4-inch nut driver, a multimeter, and a putty knife. Also, please remember that safety comes first. Always disconnect your washer by either unplugging it or turning off the breaker. With the power safely disconnected, we're ready to begin troubleshooting and get your washer back in working order. Use a 1/4-inch nut driver to remove the 3 screws securing the top of the console. Rotate the console forward to expose the control board. Locate the 3-wire connector with the pink, black, and white wires. Disconnect the connector from the main control and grab your multimeter. Set the multimeter to resistance mode. Look for the symbol that looks like an upside-down horseshoe. One of the best tools that you can have in your toolbox is a multimeter, and we'd love to show you how this device works and how you can benefit from using it. Check out the video in the description. Measure between the black wire and the white wire. You should see around 47,000 ohms at a room temperature of 77 degrees Fahrenheit. If the resistance is not within at least a 10% range, like this one, the thermistor has failed. If it is within a 10% range, continue troubleshooting. If the thermistor tested good, the main control would be the cause of failure. Since the thermistor failed, let me show you how to replace it. Disconnect the pink wire from the pressure switch. Disconnect the wires from the control board and set it aside. Grab your putty knife and insert it about 3 to 4 inches from each corner at the top of the front panel to release the locking tabs. Rotate the front panel forward, lift it up, and set it aside. Use a 1/4-inch nut driver to remove the screws located at the front corners of the top panel. Lift the lid, press up on the lid switch from underneath while pressing in on the locking tab. Rotate the lid switch and push it down through the opening. Set the top panel aside. Next, remove the 1/4-inch screws along the bottom edge of the console bottom plate. Rotate the plate to access the mounting screws for the fill funnel. Remove those screws using the 1/4-inch nut driver. Pull the thermistor out from the top of the fill funnel. Here's the old thermistor. This one has been discontinued, but similar thermistors would be replaced using the same procedure. If you've already got one, great. If not, and your thermistor is still available, you can pick one up at AppliancePartsPros.com. Route the thermistor wires to the top of the console bottom plate. Push the thermistor into the top of the fill funnel. Secure the fill funnel back in place. Then secure the plate with the 1/4-inch screws. Slide the top panel back into place. Secure the top panel with the 1/4-inch screws at each front corner. Feed the lid switch back into its slot and rotate it to lock. Press it in until the tab clicks. Install the front panel. Reconnect the wires to the control and the pressure switch. Then reinstall the console. Secure it with the 1/4-inch screws you removed at the beginning. We're plugging the power supply cord in, and with that, we're done. Once you've identified the issue with your GE top-load washer, whether it's the thermistor or the main control, you can order the necessary replacement straight from AppliancePartsPros.com. With most orders arriving within just a couple of days, you'll have your washer up and running in no time. After you've completed your repair, we'd love to hear how it went. Feel free to leave a comment below sharing your experience or any additional tips you might have. Thanks for watching and happy repairing.